Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Awaken Positive Power, where my beautiful co-host, Darcy Mata, hello, and myself, Jemima Godsall, come each week to talk to you about mental health topics, where mental health matters. I am also an ambassador for Theraexpressions Meditation in Casper, Wyoming, where there too mental health matters. Darcy and I just come together, as I said, and we discuss different things relating to different emotional things or just topics that we think of each week. We're just trying to normalize the conversation around mental health and any issues that may come up. Firstly, sorry, before I always forget, there is a disclaimer down below, and there also is in America the 988 emergency number for mental health or suicide prevention. Fantastic, 3 numbers, 988. And there are also some European and Australian numbers down there if you need. And there is a disclaimer. Did I say disclaimer? Anyway, 988 is mainly the most important thing. Today, Darcy. By the way,
I feel horrible because I did the recommended 2-shot dance, flu and COVID shot. And I feel like I'm like severely hungover from a bender, which is funny because I don't smoke or drink. I rarely drink, and I don't smoke at all. So I'm kind of feeling like I should be sitting at some bar somewhere going moaning. I feel like garbage. So anyway.
Well, I have to say firstly, Darcy, thank you for showing up. And people, isn't that amazing? Like showing up even when, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to be 100% authentic. And if Darcy had said, I really can't do it, we would have honored that. But she's braving it through and seeing how far we can go. But the idea too is we are 100% authentic. Look at me. I'm in my woolly, I'm freezing here. Yeah, and I'm going through my own stuff, so that's the thing. We want to make sure we just are normal. There's nothing like we're not trying
normal. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it's still not normal, probably far from normal actually, but we're trying not to let anything get in our way. We're just trying to make sure that we come together, collaborate, and speak about things like this and be honest. There's no harm in being honest, and this is a beautiful example of us just showing up, particularly Darcy, and being 100% honest with how she's feeling. And that gives a little bit more compassion to the situation from both ends, from everyone's end. So remember that, guys. It's a beautiful thing. And if Darcy has to end up going, look, I can't do this, well, respect that. Like, at least we all know it's out there.
Don't make those faces because they end up freezing if you didn't.
They do, don't they? Oh gosh, well, thank you, YouTube. If you're listening to us, thanks a lot. Anyway, so today, we're talking about my lover was talking about driving, and I was in a therapy class the other week where a girl was saying, how do we not get affected by, for example, this is going to be put into many situations, but we'll use quite a simple example today of people who get on and off the bus and they don't wait for you to get off. They just storm on. Or in cars, people have to be ahead of you. No matter, even if you're going 5 over the limit, they have to speed past you to the stop sign. Like, hello, and firstly, it's illegal, it's dangerous both ways. And so you know that, but you get frustrated. Now, what was pointed to me, Das, was that we can't change people's behavior, which is so true. No matter, even if it is illegal, even if it is dangerous, we can't change that behavior. So how do we stop ourselves from being frustrated at the end of the day or in the car is a matter of us having to change our thoughts, to change our feelings behind it. But that's kind of a big call, I think, especially when, like someone pushes you on the bus when you're trying to get off. Like, how do you not go, what? And when someone's like, you're driving like a bit over the limit, and still illegally, but they just hoon past you to a stop sign, how do you not go berserk? Like, I mean, I know that's over dramatization, but
I mean, this is exactly what road rage is about.
Yeah.
This is what road rage is about. And I totally, completely get it. Having lived in Los Angeles, driving, and having lived in New York City, using public transportation and San Francisco and, all those places. Americans have, we have very limited manners in America. We don't stress the idea of manners.
It's getting worse, it feels, too.
Yeah, I think so. I think it does, because it's all about fear of lack. I, me, mine. I need to get on the bus. Everybody else can stay over there. So I know I've had this experience. You can't change other people. You can only change your response.
Yep.
Your response. And so you have to allow yourself, first of all, to acknowledge your feelings and say, wow, I'm really mad right now. I'm really frustrated. And then you breathe into it and you say, but where's it going to get me? Where's it going to get me? It's going to get me nowhere. There's a saying when you're driving called "Be my guest."
Oh, okay, that's a
You
good
know,
one.
somebody cuts in front of you, say, "Be my guest." Somebody's trying to get around you, say, "Be my guest." Go to town. It's yours. It's yours. Be
What
my
I've been
guest.
trying to do is I do a sarcastic bye, bye when they drive past.
Yeah, you can do that. Careful
You
that they
know,
don't see you. You don't
yeah,
know where
yeah,
they are at.
exactly. And that's also doesn't really satisfy because I'm being sarcastic. I'm being bitchy sarcastic, so which is getting that energy. Fair enough, it's getting the energy, but it's circulating in a negative way.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
exactly
Anytime, be my
calming,
guest.
whatever, like a whatever, like be my guest is much more gentle than a sarcastic, like yes, you suck type
Oh,
thing.
you should hear. I had this friend in LA. She's the funniest human being I know. And so we were I probably can't do the whole routine because it's on YouTube, but we got in the car one night and we were like really polite and kind to each other. Do you have your water? Yes, I do. Buckle up, it's the law. Do you want to stop and get something on the way? No, I'm fine. Thanks so much for asking. You're a bet. This is gonna be fun. We start going, this guy cuts her off and she's just spits out the expletive. Like, why did you just drive up? I mean, she just turned into a whole other creature. And I looked at
Yeah,
her, you know, this would be really funny to make into a video, but I'm like, you know, you got to change your narrative. The other funny thing is we were on our way to a meditation class.
yeah, perfect,
So,
perfect.
but you know, there is a meditation that I love to practice, and it's a labeling meditation. I learned it from an amazing meditation teacher named Shinzen Young. You can look him up, Shinzen Young, Shinzenyoung, Shinzen Young. It's called labeling, and you, wherever you are, when you're sitting down to meditate, you use your body as your meditated awareness. It's your body that you're using to focus on for your meditation. Instead of focusing on a flame or a mantra or whatever, you're focusing on your body. And whatever drifts through your awareness, you label it down to its essence. So all sounds that you hear are sound. You just label it as sound. So if somebody's outside with the leaf blower, instead of going, "Oh my God, there's a leaf blower," you just label it sound, sound, sound. If you've got pains in your body, you just label it touch, touch,
Mm, that's
touch.
interesting. Okay.
So whatever comes through your awareness, if you you know, like if you're hungry, it's just touch, sound, touch. If you have ideas running through your head, it's just thought, you know, ideas, memories, concepts, and whatever comes through your brain, you just label it all as thought. And
Okay.
then if your eyes are closed and you see dark or light or images or whatever, it's all sight. And then if you have any emotions come up, it's all feeling. Doesn't matter what the feeling is, just all feeling. So as you're meditating, your awareness naturally just rotates through your body for no reason. You know, like if you close your eyes for just a second, try this. Close your eyes and put your attention on the tip of your nose and just feel that cool air going in through your nose and out through your nose. And just feel that temperature difference between what the air going in and the air going out. And you can just say in and out if you like in your mind. And as you're focusing on the breath, you may notice aspects of your body float through your awareness. For no reason at all, you might notice your pinky finger or the hair on your face. And that's just touch. You just label it touch. You might notice a discomfort somewhere in your body, and that's touch. You might notice that you're thinking, and that's just thought. Or maybe a memory comes up, and that's just thought. You might notice a sound. That's sound. You might notice a feeling, and that's feeling. You might see an image in front of your eyes for a second, color or light or dark, or whatever you're aware of, and that's simply sight. And so your mind talk would sound something like touch, thought, sound, touch, thought, sound, feeling, sight. So just take a moment to be aware of your own awareness and simply label whatever comes into your mind without reaching for it or searching for it. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes and we'll talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah, I get that. Sorry. Yeah, that's really good because it did make me, especially with the mind going, because my mind's always got that. Just say, put a pause on it, and it allowed a breath. Do you know what I mean? Like allowed you.
Well, yeah, it allows your breath, but it also allows you not to get caught up in the thought.
Right? Oh,
Right?
exactly.
So the touch, if someone pushing you at the bus stop is touch. The thought, oh, what's wrong with those people? It's just thought.
Right.
The
okay. Yeah.
It's just sound.
You can do that without
you practice, hang on a sec. Once you practice this as a meditation, you get better at it, right? You don't reach for it. You just, whatever comes into your awareness, because our awareness just fluctuates. It comes and goes, it flows. And whatever comes for no reason, you just label, right? It's also great for pain control, because instead of saying, oh my God, I'm in so much pain. Oh my God, my shoulder, my arm, I can just say touch, touch, touch. And it diminishes until my awareness, or it doesn't diminish, touch, touch. But my awareness will certainly rotate to a new place.
Mm-hmm.
Touch, touch, sound, thought, sight, touch, feeling, etc. Right? So I just allow my awareness to keep rotating, but that also keeps me from grasping and clinging onto my feelings with my thoughts and my body, which is creating all that tension, judgment, and suffering. Right? It allows for equanimity with whatever you're experiencing.
Because it's so challenging. Like, so, I mean, when the buses do, when the buses do fly past you, or you're trying to get off a bus, I don't ever understand that. You're trying to get off and people just push on. You think, like, what's the point of that? Like, what's the point? And even just talking about it,
you see, but then you're judging, and that's thought.
You can't do it.
Right. That's you judging them. We don't know what the point is of that. We don't know what their life story is. We don't know what their issue is. We don't know what hurts they've experienced, what difficulties, what, education they've missed out on about, their humanity, etc. And so you just say, be my guest. Right.
And then even the counselor was saying that it's also a form of the person who asked the question, which is quite challenging to hear. She said, it's a form of control on your end because you're expecting people to behave your way, even though it's the right way, the politically the right way, the polite way, the nice way, the kindred way. It's still, you're trying to, and it's like, she's going, I'm not in control. I don't want to be in control. I just want to be right. And she's going, but that means it's like, listen, you think, oh my God, really, it is like a really bizarre form of wanting to control the situation and control people's behavior when you can't. Absolutely. And you think you have no right to. And that takes it so much more at a different level of understanding.
I don't even like to say you have no right to. I mean, you have a right to your thoughts and your feelings.
But you have no right to change others.
Yeah, you have no right to. Well, I don't like to use that expression so much because it's really about then talking about right or wrong again. And, it's like, I don't want to get into someone else's life and what they are about. I would just like to say, I certainly have a right to my feelings. So if you push past me and hurt my body, I have the right to feel hurt if I want to. or, disturbed or whatever, that's fine. But I also can say, be my guest and not engage, because
Yeah.
I don't need you in my life if that's who you are. It's like, oh, touch. Okay, feeling, thought. Okay, bye bye. I don't
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
you. I don't need you
Reach.
in my bubble.
Yeah.
It does take.
Goodbye.
It takes a lot of practice. Can I just tell you? I think I told you this story before. I went to this, because it's not just people on the bus. People. Let's just
Yes.
use the word
Yeah.
people.
It's anyway.
We went
Those.
to this very beautiful ceremony, celebrating Ma, from India. This the woman that gives everybody the
Hugs.
hugs, right? And I think I told this story where I went the second night. I couldn't go the first night, so I went the second night. Hundreds, I don't know how many people are at this place to get a hug from her, and I'd never seen her before, and I was just really impressed with how everybody was so enamored with her. And I'm listening to the meditation and the singing and the whole bit. And I thought, wow, this is really, really beautiful. And then the guy goes, okay, we're all going to get in line and come up and meet Amma. And then you can give her a hug, get her a hug from her. And if you were here last night, we asked that you go to the sides to let the people that are coming this night come forward first, so they get the opportunity first. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's right. And so I get up there. Not at all. Everybody just crowds in. All those people last night, they just pushed right up in front. And I was really stunned, because I thought, oh, I was going to go up. And I got pushed, I am not joking, to the back. I was like the second to the last person out of hundreds. And I went through this whole thing in my head, Jemima, this whole thing about, I was just uh, so disturbed by these people that were experiencing this spiritual practice, and the
Yeah.
faith of this woman, so totally, dismissive of their neighbor and each other. They were so much about me, 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 me. And I was just like, just disgusted. And then I went, oh my God, I'm judging all these people. And then I thought, wow, the people that are going for a hug really need it. So who am I to judge? Because if they can't think of me or others, then they better go get a hug from her. And then
Yeah.
I started to get really sad that I was so judgmental. I went through this huge range of emotions,
Mm.
huge range of emotions, you know, mad at myself, mad at everybody else, embarrassed. I thought this is the microcosm of humanity here, looking at our best selves and our worst selves all at the same time. So when I finally got up to her, I was totally in absolute surrender. And she just spent such a long time with me that I had my fulfilling moment with her. But it is the situation with humanity, and you've just got to find your equanimity. So meditation, I'll tell you, that meditation that I just was talking about, primo to practice,
Beautiful.
because when those situations come
Take
up,
note, people. Take note.
yeah, you can sit there and go, oh, I see aggression, thought, touch, feeling, and it slows down the reactionary
Mhm.
time. Not reacting, you're experiencing, and you can get out of the way.
Yeah.
you know
Retraining the brain, people. Like retraining the brain for it's challenging, but once we're aware of it, once you're aware of the thought patterns that you're that are habitual, it's the first step to be able to retrain, because you'll catch yourself more and more in that going, oh my God, here I go again. And then you'll be able to put in the meditation or say, go ahead, please, please go ahead, or whatever it may be. So very interesting. Yeah, very challenging. Though. I know you got to, yeah.
can I add just one other thing about this is kind of interesting too. So taking it back to the self, a lot of times our reactions are bigger because we are running late, because we didn't allow for our own time to take care of ourselves before we left. And so we're like in traffic and we have to get somewhere, and these people are driving terribly and they're cutting us off, or you got to get the bus because you got to get to work and you wish you had gotten there a half an hour early, but you didn't because of you slept a little later or because you let someone distract you. And so our energy level is already out of space in ourselves, that is, you know already in that aggressive energy place. Well, I got to get on the bus too. I deserve a place. See, I have to get to work. Hey, I'm standing here. But if we were like, hey, I have another 30 minutes. I'm good. Okay, be my guest. I'm going to fit on. I'll get there in plenty of time. I'm always on time. I have plenty of time. Always on time. I have plenty of time. Driving on the freeway, be my guest. I'm not stressing. I'm always on time. I have plenty of time. Always on time. I have plenty of time. So really have to look at where are you starting on that journey when those people are pushing past you. What is going on in you emotionally and mentally that becomes more and more offensive or more and more difficult to deal with? Ask yourself, what's my starting point here? Right?
True.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people. Lass, would you pull a card this week? Because I forgot last week. We kind of had an emotional conversation. I was like, well, at the end of it. So, and I forgot. But then we actually, guys, I hate to say this. We pulled a card. She pulled a card for me at the end. It was perfect, of course, as usual. So I just wanted to share with that. It wasn't really appropriate for everybody else. I don't think it was kind of really very personal. So it was kind of fitting. Everything was fitting. But Darcy, I'd love it if you would pull a card today for everyone.
What would be the thought process behind? I mean, the thought behind pulling the card. What are we?
In terms of releasing the need to control. I don't know how to sort of word that. You know what I mean? Like in terms of our control, like even though you're trying to do something good for people, but by saying, hey, yo, would you mind a second? It's that you're still trying to control the situation. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like you can't control anyone else's behavior, but you have to only control the way you think about it to create the feeling. Something like that. I'm not sure.
I get you. Okay, so let's look at the idea of equanimity. That's a great word. That's a Shinzen Young word, equanimity. Treating all things equal. Being at one with everything around you, the good, the bad, the ugly, the beautiful, the special, the light, that's all those things together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Making everything a part of everything, and so that you don't have to sit there and wonder, why am I experiencing this awful situation? Because it's all a part of everything, right? You have equanimity with it all, and it's your response. Where am I starting from inside of myself to make this a difficult situation or an observant situation?
Mm-hmm.
I'm observing humanity at its worst. So can I observe humanity at its best at the same time, at the same moment? That's tricky.
Yeah, bloody hell. Sorry.
But you can do it, everybody. You can do it.
It's easy.
Practice.
Tell us when it's easy. If you find it easy, tell us how. Write to us.
Yeah. I mean, that's. I think that you and I, Jemima, should do a weekend seminar and teach people this type of meditation with combining your breath work and this meditation. And I think that a lot of your friends would really benefit. It's really helped me enormously.
Yeah. Watch this page, people. It's coming. Like it's been collaborating for a while, but it's coming sooner than you think in the new year. There.
So,
hold us to it.
Yeah, we're getting there. So I don't know where I'm at right now because I'm not feeling good with those 2 flu shots, but I pulled Goddess of the Moon.
What's
and it's
called full moon. Anyway.
Intuition, going within. So, and these are energy cards. These are energy cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. Mm-hmm. So this card shows an eternal spirit holding the bright reflective moon and standing in front of the crystal clear waters of a sparkling waterfall. Ooh, I want to be there right now.
I know.
Her arms are stretched where? Upward. Yes, they are. Her arms are stretched upward, receiving the light of the moon, the light of inspiration. This card is all about intuition, the ability to receive insights from your soul's point of view. Receiving the card upright tells you that you have the power to get intuitive information on all types of issues, and now it is time to use it. The goddess of the moon brings you all sorts of information, from the mundane to the spectacular. For instance, you could get the urge to take a different route home from work and find out later that you've avoided a 3-hour traffic jam. Right. Going within, being observant instead of rushing. I got to get there too, right? Or you might have an idea for a great invention, an investment, or something that you want to write. This card could also indicate a significant blossoming of psychic ability and mediumship, even on a professional level.
Beautiful.
So you are always blessed with this ability to connect, but this card is telling you that now is the perfect time to open up. Get ready for amazing inspiration this brings.
Beautiful. It is true. So like the intuition is like the spirit, our spiritual selves and our higher selves. The ego is the thing that gets in the way, isn't it? Our beautiful little ego, our protector, who comes in and goes and freaks out a little bit. If you step outside that energy of that human ego, the spirit is always going, hey, just chill, man. It's not such a big deal. It's okay out there, you know.
I would also say, tell your friend who was having a hard time with that, to tell her before she leaves the house to get really grounded, get in her feet, get in her body, and then cover herself with that golden pink light, that universal protective light. Bring down some gold light, some white light, some heart chakra light, some pink light, cover yourself in light, and then venture forth. Maybe she needs a little extra protection in the world. Maybe she's feeling a little vulnerable. And that will give her a little more protection and grounding and ability to handle all those frenetic energies that surround us.
Yeah. Okay, I'll pass on the message.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone, for showing up. Love you. Peace out. We'll see you next week. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. And as I said, see you again. Take it easy. Thank you, Darcy. Bye.